You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 710.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show, the view from our side of the cockpit door, with your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Roswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of May 25th, 2026.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy. Put your light and he's flying by. With the Airline Pilot Guy.
In today's episode, a sinkhole opens on LaGuardia's Runway 422, closing it for days. And not far away, a plane flips over during takeoff from Westchester County Airport. Also ahead, more news and your feedback. So get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and locked positions. Electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger. Flight 710 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He is an award-winning TV and radio reporter, currently at the number one all-news station in the nation, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in
New York City.
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, a former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining us today from his home studio,
in Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
retired professional dog photographer, former RAF, RAAF fighter pilot, retired Airbus A330, A340 captain for Virgin Atlantic Airways. It's Captain Nick.
Hello, Jeff, and a lovely warm welcome to everyone listening. APG 710. Now, 710 is a notable number for being the flight number of 3 significant commercial aircraft disasters. Northwest 710 was a Lockheed Electra that suffered a catastrophic structural failure back in 1960 due to wing flutter in turbulence over Indiana, and all 63 on board died. This led to major design modifications to the Electra. And in 1983, Illinois crashed due to the mismanagement of a total electrics failure, killing all 10 on board. That was a Hawker. And in 1988, a Widerøe de Havilland Canada-7 hit the Torghatten Mountain in Norway, killing all 36, which led to sweeping changes in Norwegian pilot training and CRM, cockpit resource management. So despite the fact that they were very sad events, they all had a marked effect on the safety of air travel.
So here's some advice from the APG. If your flight number is 710, I would go for a different one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't fly.
Yeah.
Don't fly.
Do something else.
Right.
Go skiing.
Drive.
Yep. And don't take the 710 freeway.
Wherever that may be.
And also joining us from his home studio in the air capital, low and slow pilot, A&P mechanic, old airplane enthusiast, and engineer in the aerospace and defense industry. It's Nick Camacho.
Hey, Captain Jeff. I'm just going to be able to join you guys for a little bit, but I'm glad I'm able to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're able to join us as well. I look forward to getting all caught up with what's been going on in your life. And also, last but not least, we have from our studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, retired financier and aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our producer, it's Liz Piper.
Jazz hands. Hi, everybody. Everybody's back in their home location.
Yeah.
We are.
Big sigh of relief.
Yeah. For you, Nick, I'm sure.
Well, it's just nice everyone got home safely.
Yeah, exactly. Have a great show, everybody.
Probably
Thanks,
nice to get back to normal there at the Anderson household.
Yeah, sort of. We did sleep very well for a couple of nights. More of that later. By the way, how's your liver?
Still recovering. Thank you very much.
Okay, fair enough. It takes 6 months to regrow a new liver.
Shoot. Wow.
Yeah.
And it probably helps for me to stop drinking during that 6-month period, doesn't it?
Yeah,
well, it's going to be a lot
otherwise it
longer than
doesn't
6
work.
months,
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
quite right.
All right. Anyway, we'll talk more about all that in our Getting to Know Us segment. But in the meantime, I think we should do the news segment. So I'm going to push this button right here that says News.
Stand by for news.
We're going to start off with this from the Aviation Herald. This is an accident involving an Air India Express Boeing 737-800, registration Victor Tango Alpha X-Ray Romeo, performing flight 712, not 710, 712 from, we should have kept this one for the 2 more episodes from now.
Yeah,
from
that's a good point.
Muscat, Oman, to Kannur, I guess, India.
Yeah, paddle your own canoe.
Oh, heck. That's where we get that. Okay. Lined up on runway 26 left from taxiway Echo 7 at 21:32 local time. It's at night. It's dark. In nighttime conditions, but aligned with the right-hand edge lights. I mean, we were seeing a lot of this lately.
Oh, yeah.
And commenced takeoff, destroying a number of edge lights in the process. Following a loud bang and a master caution indication, the crew rejected takeoff and stopped on the runway. The aircraft became disabled with a hydraulic leak from System A and a flat tire. Passengers and crew disembarked onto the runway. The aircraft is still on the ground. This is, I don't know when this was published, but it was May 23rd. So it's been a while. I don't think it's still on the ground at Muscat, but at the time that this was written, it was. Oman's OTSB, I'm thinking that stands for the Oman Transportation Safety Board, reported that the occurrence... Oh, do I get a bell? Thank you. Yeah. Yay. They reported that the occurrence was rated an accident and it's being investigated, telling the Aviation Herald. Prior to taking off from runway 26 left, the flight crew entered to line up from Echo 7 at the right shoulder of the runway and following the right edge runway lights, which, by the way, are not the lead-on centerline lights. They went through over many lights that had been damaged. The crew rejected the takeoff after hearing a big... Okay, this is basically, they told Simon exactly what I've already read in a previous paragraph. So, sorry about that. Let's see. Passengers reported that they were kept on board for about 2 hours before disembarking and being returned to the terminal. They were informed there was a tire problem that could not be fixed. That the problem was a tire. Not much to say about that one other than...
Don't do that. If you're flying a plane, don't do that.
Yeah, and go back and look to see what the lighting looks like on the runway and, try to...
Yeah, don't allow yourselves to be distracted when you're lining up. When you're doing that, your concentration should be 100% on the aircraft position, that you're getting in the center of the runway, that you're on the correct runway, everything matches up. You should have all your lights on so you can see the runway environment, see the dotted centerline light or the piano keys or whatever visual clues there are other than just the runway lighting. And you should learn the correct lighting that you're going to see when you are properly orientated on the runway. So come on, guys, be a bit more professional.
Yeah, distraction is probably a big part of what happened there. Probably some heads down that shouldn't have been, and running checklists and all that kind of stuff, and in a hurry and who knows what. But you need to really focus, especially at night. In the daytime, it's more obvious when you've lined up with the right side or left side of the runway. At night, maybe not so much.
Yep. But another thing, use all your lights. I know there is a lot of SOPs where people don't put their takeoff lights on until they've got a takeoff clearance. But even when you're lining up, I'm a great believer in using what light you need to make sure you're absolutely certain you know where you are. And then if you want to, turn them off again. And then when you get takeoff clearance, turn them on and go. But put all the damn lights on to make sure you've lined up correctly.
Good point. Good advice. Another PSA from APG. All right, this next one from the New York Post.
Who sent that in?
I think Radio Roger, our New York representative, or one of our New York representatives, our announcer, official APG announcer, sent this in to us, and again, from the NewYorkPost.com. A sinkhole found on a LaGuardia airport runway Wednesday led to flight delays as workers scrambled to make repairs. The pit was discovered around 11 a.m. near runway 422, not on the runway, as the Port Authority conducted its daily morning inspection of LaGuardia's airfield. The runway was quickly shut down as emergency construction and engineering crews descended on the site to complete repairs and determine the cause of the sinkhole as quickly and safely as possible, according to a spokesperson. So I mean, that sinkhole was not exactly on the runway. It was pretty darn close, but it was just off.
And on a taxiway leading to the runway.
Yeah,
so someone landing, it's probably too close to the beginning for them to turn off onto that, but they might have been taxiing onto the runway.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which taxiway that is. Let's see. I'm looking at the picture now from a little bit further out.
Yeah, that's the one I got up.
Okay. Oh, okay. I should look at the one yet. So, can we tell from the? I'm trying to read that. It's kind of a little fuzzy. Runway 24. So if 24. Wait a minute.
22 and 4.
Oh, 22 and 4. Okay. Wait a minute. There is no 24. That's the problem. So 22 would be coming this way to 4. Okay. So that's the if you're landing on runway 4, it's off to the left side. So that's might be some of those taxiways involved in that terrible tragedy earlier this year with the Air Canada regional jet and such. I don't know.
I mean, what generally causes a sinkhole? I mean, I'm guessing it can be water erosion, that sort of thing, or perhaps mining that has collapsed underneath that has eventually allowed the surface to drop.
I think they've kind of outlawed the active mining at the airport in recent years.
You think?
I'm not sure.
I'm just trying to use my knowledge of sinkholes that have appeared in the United Kingdom, and there are a lot in areas where there's been coal mining, for example.
I would think it would mostly be poor, preparation, poor compaction and poor preparation when they put the...
I think they sold the mineral rights under the runways to pay for those new lights they're going to put in.
Oh, that could be, yeah. Trying to make as much money as they can from the mineral rights. Okay. Interesting.
It could be moles. You get moles.
Oh, yeah, like very large moles there. Big. You know what it is? It's rats. They have a lot of big...
Yeah, big ones
because they're
in New
pretty
York
big,
City.
aren't they? Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Jeff.
I don't know.
I think this could be a good deterrent to Captain Nick's comment on the last story about, inattentive drivers out there on taxiways. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine how much more attention people would pay if the tower could just fire off a mystery sinkhole every once in a while when some guy taxis past a hold short line?
Yeah, that'll teach you.
That sinkhole is not a small one either, is it? It's pretty significant. It looks like it's pretty deep.
Yeah. Oops, hang on.
All right.
Let me put it up.
Interesting.
It's a deep one for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Could have been a plane
Could have been
caught
worse.
in there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Or you could have flipped, the airplane could have flipped over at this
what
one
a
over
good
here at
segue.
Westchester.
Flipping airplanes.
I know.
Yeah.
So if you'll pop that into view, Miss Piper.
Here we go. Yes, sir.
All right. And I'm going to, I have not actually watched this video yet, so we're going to all watch it for the first time together. Here we go. I'm going to hit this little button right here. Okay. That's White Plains, New York, Westchester Airport.
Westchester Tower, Skyhawk 5014 Zulu, holding short runway 11 at Kilo, ready for departure.
Cessna 5114 Zulu Westchester Tower, make a left downwind departure over the numbers of runway 16, wind 190 at 9er, runway 11, clear for takeoff.
Runway 11 clear for takeoff, Skyhawk 5114 Zulu, and making a left turn over the numbers 16.
Radio 529 on the RNAV 16.
Radio 529 Westchester Tower, wind 190 at 8, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land, rodeo 529.
Saying his first radio. Bass Aviation is where this video's sourced. Real Aviation Communications, liveatc.net.
Cessna 7 Tango Hotel, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved, 7 Tango Hotel, thanks.
Is that the guy that just took off on 11, I think? Well, I'm not sure. We're seeing an inset video of this Bass Aviation video of the airplane that is flipped over.
Vehicles alert 3 in progress.
How did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aircraft alert 3.
What's
Okay,
alert 3 mean?
I'm not sure what alert 3
off
means.
vehicles on ground. Radio 529, cancel approach clearance, fly runway heading, maintain 2000.
Right. Runway heading in 2000, rodeo 529?
Affirmative.
Sorry, we'll maintain 2000, rodeo 529.
All the
1 Romeo, at this time, Westchester is closed due to an aircraft was in just expect delay vectors here.
Okay, expect delay vectors. Rodeo 529 does have fuel.
Radio 529, just continue now. I'm getting instructions from approach standby.
Roger. What's going on?
Apparently he wasn't on frequency.
For closing?
Those pilots.
Still trying to figure it out here.
Okay.
We don't.
Go on, cross 16 at Golf, turn Fox.
Cross runway 16 at Golf, turn Fox, for everyone.
I think that guy knows what happened. He's looking out the window and sees an airplane upside down.
So when you're cleared onto runway 16, there.
Cleared onto 11, roger.
Radio 529, turn left, heading 090, maintain 2000.
Heading 090, 2000, rodeo 529.
You'd have thought they'd had enough of that damn siren.
I was
in the
thinking
tower.
the same thing, Captain Nick. Was like, somebody figure out how to turn that off, please.
Exactly.
But that's the guard frequency that is on over the speakers and all these tower cabs and stuff. I wonder if there's even a way for them to turn it off. Probably not. I don't know.
Radio 529, contact New York 120.8.
20.8, rodeo 529, good day.
Ground alert, Oxy 335, gate 1 with mic, request and push.
Oxy 335, ground, hold push.
Hold.
You may have noticed that we have this loud wailing sound in the background. Things are not well right now.
And New York 177 Papa's all finished eastbound, going to Chester Airport.
77 Papa, going course 3500 for now.
On course 3500, 177 Papa, thank you.
Just flying over the whole.
New York rodeo 529, 2000, heading 090.
Radio 529, your departure, say intentions, radar contact.
Okay, is the light planes closed, or what's going on over there?
Incident at the airport. Airport is closed until further notice.
And we probably don't have any idea how long?
No.
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 Ground, Airport 17 is short of 164 on Gulf, looking across when able to Fox.
Airport 17, company ground, cross 16 at Golf, join Fox, you're clear onto 11.
And make sure nobody's on approach.
At Gulf, and exiting on Fox. Airport 17 and company.
Yeah, good point, Liz.
Rodeo 529, I guess we'll just request clearance.
Radio 529, clear to Teterboro Airport via radar vectors, climb and maintain 3000.
Radar vectors to Teterboro, climb to 3000, rodeo 529.
Jet 5755 to set and maintain 4000.
On a 4000, big care 47, 5755.
And 1 Romeo, rodeo 529, I do not anticipate Westchester opening for the foreseeable future.
Like ever.
We just got to say that's a long time.
And Westchester ground 877 Alpha Alpha, we're at 11. Are we going to have to taxi back to Atlantic West?
Yes.
Yes.
It's Cessna 877 Alpha Alpha ground, just stand by.
By 877 Alpha Alpha.
Radio 529, turn left heading 340.
South 340, Rodeo 529.
Galaxy 1 Romeo, Romeo, what are your intentions?
Right now we're just briefing the passengers, and our plan is to probably go to Stewart.
Okay. Radio 529, climb and maintain 4,000.
I think I can probably end this now because I don't think that we're going to learn really anything. My question is, was that airplane that we started off the recording with, is that the one that flipped over? The one that was taking off on 11 and then turned at the numbers for runway 16 or whatever?
I think that's why he included it. But
yes.
It is. Okay. Thank you.
I mean, that in number matches the accident report.
Okay.
That I was able to find, or the pre.
Thank you. Thank you for looking that up.
Thank goodness he's here.
Yes. Okay, so from the Westchester, where is this from? Westchester, okay, hang on.
Some local newspaper or something.
LOHUD.com. LOHUD. I don't know what that is.
I think it's called Lower Hudson.
Oh, Lower Hudson Reporter. Okay, a local news affiliate said that minor injuries were reported after a plane with 2 people on board flipped over on takeoff. It was a flight school flight. Guess he yanked back too hard on that thing. Huh? Crews were observed lifting the plane using a crane Monday afternoon. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, look at that. Okay, and that's all I see there. Yeah, we don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah, I wasn't able to find hardly any information on this other than the slight amount of information you have that you just read.
Well, I guess kind of it's illustrative of what happens when you have this kind of an incident when everything seems to be normal. It's during the daytime, looks like it was pretty decent weather, and then all of a sudden the airport's closed, and you can kind of see the chaos, or not major chaos, but chaos nevertheless that happens when people are coming in for approach to land, and they're probably not really mentally prepared to go somewhere else. One guy was talking about briefing the passengers, trying to figure out where they're going to go, and then you have people at the gate wanting to push back. You have people out there on the taxiways holding short of the runway for take. There's a lot going on.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so that's one of those things we always say, and you just got to try to be ready for every possible eventuality or situation that you could encounter, especially for the ones that are on the ground. Not so much of an issue as it is for the ones who are already flying and probably getting close to landing, and their fuel state might not be as great as they had hoped for this kind of a event. Yes, ma'am. What were you saying,
Well,
Tim?
Tim has a comment on our last the thing about.
Do you mean Tanya WD-40?
Yes, that's the one.
I was planning on looking into sinkholes, but my plans fell through. Oh, man. Yeah, that's got to be Tim.
That's our West Coast time.
Yes.
So one interesting note that I found when I looked up this airport is that they've had NOTAMs. It looks like their primary runway is 16, and it's been NOTAMed closed for parts of the day. The last, or at least it's NOTAM closed part of the day for the next week, and it's closed all day for a couple of days next week.
Oh wow!
And the wind was
unusual. I mean, they'd have recovered the aircraft quite quickly. It's a light aircraft, so it got a lot of damage.
Well, so the aircraft was taken off on. So the main runway is 1634, and the aircraft was taken off on 11. So I'm wondering if 16 was closed for work or something, and then they're taking off on 11. The winds were 170 at 10 gusting to 17. So not tremendously significant, but that's a pretty decent gusty crosswind for a student. So compared to 16 would be almost right down the barrel there.
But weren't some of those flights on final for 16?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
It could be. So then that would. Either way, they were taken off with a significant crosswind.
Yeah, maybe
for a student.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that might have been what contributed to the accident. Maybe the student wasn't applying appropriate cross controls for a takeoff like
Yeah.
that, because as Nick can tell us, and all of you out there listening who are general aviation pilots or small airplane pilots, you're actively flying the airplane when it's still on the ground. You're taxiing around, and if you just are taxiing it like an airliner and not worried about the flight controls, you could definitely get into trouble when you get into big winds, especially crosswinds.
Yep. Yeah, I was curious about how it ended up on its back. 172s are pretty stable and well-mannered airplanes on the ground, and even if they had an issue where they lost control and they caused damage to the nose gear, it's not super common to see a 172 go over on its back. It's incredibly common to see tail draggers because of the way that physics and geometry works with tail dragger CG and where the landing gear is. But I feel like, at least in my experience, it's a little more common to see four-place trainers like Cessna 172s stay upright. At least they might wipe the gear out, but I'd be kind of curious how they ended up on the back.
It's off to the side of the runway. I'm wondering if maybe that crosswind that we've been talking, and it's not because it's not the main runway as you mentioned, Nick. It's a narrower runway than the regular runway, I think. Or is it? Now I'm looking at this. It's quite considerably. That's a taxiway that I'm looking at, not the shot that you're showing now, Liz, but there's in the video that I'm looking at.
There was an aerial shot, yeah.
Yeah. If you put the video back up. Thanks.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah, that is a taxiway. Oh, wow. They ended up way
off the runway, because you can see those hold short bars in the top left of that picture there. And so that's where the runway is. And again, I'm assuming that's the runway they were using for takeoff. It may not be, may be a different runway. That's interesting.
Mazouz has a comment here, Jeff.
Mazouz in our live audience says we had some test pilots who managed to overturn a Cessna 182 by getting too close to a jet blast. Oh, yeah, that could definitely happen. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can let us know.
Jeff, I'm thinking if Camacho has to go in about 15 minutes, do you want to take a quick pause here and do a little quick getting to know us with him before he goes?
Why don't we do that? Good idea. All right. The control room has advised that Nick Camacho is not going to be able to spend a heck of a lot more time with us on this show, but we for sure want to get caught up with what you have been doing since we've seen you last, Nick. So we're going to kind of do your little portion of the of getting to know us segment right now. So good to see you. How's life?
It's busy as usual, but having fun. It's been unseasonably cool so far, spring for us. So that's kind of been nice in terms of getting some stuff accomplished. We've got on the non-aviation side, we successfully got my dad's boat in the water, and we went out and sailed it for the first time last weekend, and survived that. Both physically survived it and are still on speaking terms with each other. So that's a kind of a win-win in both directions there. And then I just, in terms of flying, I just did a BFR on Monday of this week. So I am checked out and good to go for another 720 days or so.
Just so people know that you're not saying VFR, you're saying BFR.
Yeah, and I guess technically I shouldn't even be saying B. I should just be saying FR.
Because they're no longer calling it.
They removed the biennial portion, even though it's still a 2-year requirement. They just prefer to call it.
Are they just like trying to save money on the letters?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so it's it's a flight review that you have to do every 2 years, but don't call it a biennial flight review.
We will not ever again.
So yeah, it's you're supposed to do an hour of ground instruction, an hour of flight instruction. And I actually did the ground instruction together with my brother. We both went over to our instructor when my brother was in town a couple of weeks ago and knocked that out. The hour turned into probably closer to 2 hours because we sat around and chatted through a bunch of airplane stuff. It's not hard to burn through time when we're sitting around talking airplane stuff with other airplane people, obviously. And then I went out and actually did my BFR in my instructor's 182 a couple of days ago, just to do it in something different and learn something new. And so that was fun. AJ's obviously a lot more of a Cessna experienced Cessna person, but I tend to poke a little bit of fun at him because I grew up in a beach family, but they are very good airplanes to fly. Very capable and easy, relatively safe airplanes to fly. So that was fun, flying a bigger 4-seat airplane at 38 or 39 miles an hour, and we were going around slow flying. So
nice.
Yep.
So you're just remind us again, your brother, does he live up in Kansas City? Is that?
Yep, he does. Yep, he lives up there, works for one of the aviation companies up there, and so he's down on a semi-regular basis. For a while, we traded airplanes back and forth up there when when my dad's Champ was still flying. He would have one of my dad's airplanes up there, and then he'd have the Luscombe up there for a while. He's actually been airplaneless for a couple of years because he had a couple of kids, so he's been busy with life. But now he's kind of getting back into aviation, which has been fun, and actually has started looking at airplanes. So hopefully he'll find an airplane that he can utilize and travel around a little bit with his family.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Very good.
Great to have him on. Love it.
Anything else that we need to?
I think that's about it. Still have 2 airplanes airworthy, which is exciting. The Bonanza and the Luscombe, or the Debonair and the Luscombe.
No time to fly them.
And work is slowly starting on my dad's Champ to put that back together. So yeah, lots of, even though work is busy, we've still got lots of irons in the fire in terms of airplane stuff around here.
Wow. I didn't even know your dad had another airplane. I thought it was just the Luscombe. But,
nope, he's got a Luscombe and a Champ.
Cool.
And a pile of parts that have a Stearman airworthiness certificate associated with it.
Oh, really?
But we've never seen it put together, so we can't be sure.
Those Camachos can do some formation flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Again, glad that you were able to spend a little bit of time before your work meeting.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Okay, so that's going to be it for the.
No. We can do more news.
No, I mean for the
yeah,
getting to know us segment for Camacho. So why don't we go ahead and keep moving on?
Just a quick comment from Tim about the flipped over plane there.
Oh, let's see. Tanya WD40, a.k.a. Tim, in our live audience says, upside down plane is a great time to service the landing gear. Yeah, it makes it a lot more convenient for the maintenance folks, right, Nick?
Yeah, that's true. Of course. Actually, it probably doesn't make it all that much more convenient. Maybe with a Cessna you can reach it, but some of the taller airplanes would just put things harder to reach.
Or how about like if it's a retractable gear airplane upside down, then is the gear up or down?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So
very philosophical.
Very okay.
I'm getting to be that way in my old age.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Let's continue with this from SeattleTimes.com. Seattle Times. I bet it has something to do with a Boeing product. Well, not exactly, but they have responsibility for this particular aircraft made by McDonnell Douglas, the MD-11, and you'll remember that Boeing basically, some people say merged, but actually more accurately bought the McDonnell Douglas company back in the late 90s, 97, I think, is when they merged together. And let's see. I'm surprised they didn't slap the Boeing label on that thing, but maybe it had already been flying around long enough where they couldn't get away with that. But anyway, that's enough
musing.
Musing. Let's move on with the actual newsing. The airplane part that cracked and caused a UPS cargo jet's engine to fly off the plane's wing had fractured 10 times in the past. Aviation accident investigators said Tuesday. I want to be clear, they're not talking about the actual one that was on the airplane that crashed, but that particular part on 10 or
that part number on various
airplanes.
Very good. Very much better.
After the fatal crash, I mean, people are saying, well, if it had cracked 10 times in the past, why were they flying the darn thing? That's stupid. After the fatal crash in November, UPS's inspection of its remaining MD-11 fleet found another 3 instances of the same part shifting out of place, indicating it may have fractured or cracked in some way or be at risk of breaking. UPS retired its MD-11 fleet after the fatal crash. By the way, the other day I was at the Atlanta airport and I noticed an MD-11 with a UPS livery parked at the cargo area on the north side of the airport. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with that thing because they've retired their fleet. Anyway, more amusing, I'm sorry. Let's see. They accelerated its plan to phase out the aging airplane for new, more fuel-efficient models, but the findings revealed Tuesday raised concerns about why those broken parts weren't identified sooner. NTSB board member John DeLue said Tuesday during the first day. I'm sorry, John, I'm mispronouncing your name, I think. DeLue. Okay, somebody help me. What is that? Do you know? Have you heard his name pronounced? Mr. NTSB Safety Board Member John. Well, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Am I still on the air?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
You're just leaving us
We turned you off a
speechless.
while ago.
You're like, I think everybody's just going, oh, here
What
Jeff
the
goes
hell's
again.
going
He's just
on over
going
there?
right off the track. We're just going to let him keep going and
Yeah.
see where he goes with this.
Keep
I
musing.
know you guys.
I'm just trying to decide because it's LEE would be a long E, but looking at it, it almost looks like the luau, like a luau in Hawaii.
Oh, I like
I don't
that. Okay, I'm going to reread this paragraph in that way. I don't have to do I just edit all this out. UPS retired its MD-11 fleet after the fatal crash, accelerating its plan to phase out the aging plane for newer, more fuel-efficient models, but the findings revealed Tuesday raised concerns about why those broken parts weren't identified sooner. National Transportation Safety Board member John D. said Tuesday during the first day of NTSB's investigative hearing into the fatal UPS crash. The unfortunate accident happened, but we had 3 aircraft that were potentially in the same situation, he said, lobbying pointed questions at UPS about what changes the carrier would make to ensure a similar situation won't occur again. Of the earlier reported fractures, John said, we had something there, we just didn't do anything about it. UPS shifted blame to Boeing.
Oh, boy.
Which has been responsible for, because that's what everybody does. They have been responsible for the MD-11's maintenance and inspection protocol since it inherited the plane when it merged with McDonnell Douglas in 1997. Boeing had told operators that previous failures of the piece did not pose a safety risk. The way our processes are set up, we're reliant on the data that's out there and what kind of determination Boeing has made on the safety risk. This is UPS's Senior Director of Engineering, David Springer. If UPS had known more, as it does now, we would have asked a lot more questions. Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20.
A lot of mudslinging going on there.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of diverting blame and diverting whatever.
Finger pointing.
Going on, finger pointing. And yeah, it wasn't us, it was them. Yeah. Let's see. The findings of previous failures and new concerns and post-accident investigations indicate that the damage to the part may have been more widespread throughout the MD-11 fleet than previously disclosed. The part, known as a spherical bearing race, is part of the hardware that attaches the plane's pylon to its wing. The pylon, in turn, holds the plane's engines. And then, of course, we know in November, shortly after the UPS MD-11 cargo plane took off, actually shortly or just after it started rotating from Louisville, Kentucky, on its way to Honolulu, the plane's left side engine and pylon flew off the wing and over the top of the fuselage. Fires ignited in both pieces, which then crashed into nearby buildings. The crash killed 3 UPS crew members on board and 12 people on the ground and injured more than 20 people. So I guess this hearing it's a 2-day hearing, should provide more clarity on some of the questions that remain. Why did the cracking progress to the point of fracturing? And why didn't the aviation industry's protocols catch the damaged part before it turned deadly? Anyway, the article goes into much more detail about the part and the race and other items here. Maybe somebody else would like to chime in on this, on the crew here.
I'd be curious to, it just mentions a couple of different times that Boeing was aware and communicated that it posed no risk. I'd be curious to hear their rationale more in depth, because it seems like that would be a high load structural component, and any sort of, cracking or deformation or like failure mode type of appearance seems like it would be cause for concern. So I'd just be curious why they saw that and said, well, yeah, but it's okay for it to do that.
Well, I was going to say something very similar, Nick, but I fully take your point and agree with it. Boeing said that they're involved with more than 20,000 service disruptions every year. And, for example, a report of smoke in the cockpit occurs about 100 times a year, would trigger the FAA to analyze the trend. Now, if they attach a level of danger to certain areas of the aircraft when they get an issue, then I think the engines would be very high on that list, and certainly the attachment points. So even though they only had 4 instances over 14 years, I think their way of analyzing what is an important report compared with the toilet keeps getting blocked,
Right.
is something that they ought to be looking at to make sure they hone in on the vital areas of the aircraft and can kind of shelve the others.
Right. Yeah, a good example of that, right, is that window that came off of the Alaska Airlines 737. As far as we know, there's only one instance of that in the last couple of decades of a 737 operation, but that was significant enough. Of course, there were a lot of eyes on it, public interaction with it, but still, that seems like that was a singular failure, but it was significant, like you said, so that they had to dive into it and figure it out.
I certainly do hope that their rationale that, yes, there were some failures here, but it wasn't significant enough to really ground the fleet and fix the situation. I hope it's not because, well, it's happened those other 4 times, but the pylon never separated from the wing, so it must be okay.
Right.
Yeah, but we know that there have been a significant number of engine separations over the years, not with the MD aircraft that we're talking about, but 707s, 747s have all had engines fall off the pylons through various attachment points failures. So it's not like Boeing don't have a history of understanding how this should work and how to make sure it's safe.
Well, that's true. Liz is mentioning that, and we covered this on a couple of shows ago, I think, that everybody thought that because UPS and all the airlines that were operating the airplane, I think it's just FedEx, Western Global, and UPS were the 3 operators of the airplane, and we just assumed that when it was grounded, most everybody would follow UPS's lead and ground the fleet, but FedEx took the other.
Right, FedEx put them back in service.
Yeah, they put them back into service, and they're confident in the airplane and confident in the inspection process that they have. And I believe I'm not sure because it's been a while since we covered this, but didn't they say that they did an inspection and they didn't find any issues at all with any of the spherical bearings on the FedEx airplanes? I'm not sure.
I wonder who was doing their inspections. Was Boeing doing
Maybe they
their
had a better, maintenance protocol or / inspection process in place, and maybe they were more proactive. I don't know. I'm just surmising. Maybe they were more proactive when something looked like it was cracked or could be a potential problem and just replaced it. I don't know. But
Steffi's
good
here.
point, though.
Does Camacho have to go?
Yeah.
Miss,
yeah, I was going to say my replacement, it looks like, has reported for duty. So I think I'm going to
look at that. Okay, perfect.
Wow, this is slick.
Very good timing.
It's not like us at all.
Bye, Camacho.
All right. Well,
all right, it's good to see y'all. We'll see you.
Thanks, Nick.
And bye.
Cheers, Nick.
See ya.
Yep. Bye.
Sorry,
Bye,
I was hesitating
Steffi.
there because I don't think I'm in the. My Evernote is taking forever to.
Oh, okay. Wait, that
update,
never
so-
happens. Yeah, I mean, it's
No,
usually
never.
up and loaded up
Did you have
and
those
ready to
cleaners
go.
in today?
Yeah, the cleaners
No.
again.
Yeah.
The cleaners must come in and they see Evernote open and they go, quit.
Yeah. No, that's just the whole computer.
Oh, the whole computer.
No, Evernote just likes to load old
Yeah, it
things
takes
for me
a while because
sometimes.
there's a lot of stuff going on. We use Evernote as a note-taking, organizational kind of software
It's
that's
a
cross-platform.
repository of
Yeah, and I chose it a long time ago to be the tool that we use to kind of manage our show.
I love it a lot.
Yeah, I think we all love it. But sometimes if you haven't, if the computer hasn't logged in or whatever to it, all these changes sometimes take time to sync up.
Do you want to do the next news item?
Yeah, let's do the next item. And okay. So kind of significant or coincidental that we just recently were able to experience vicariously the tour of the Martin Baker ejection seat company's company or building or manufacturing site. Captain Nick and Nigel, Hong Kong Nige, were guests and received the big tour, and we actually covered on the last show the video of the tour and a big discussion about it. And in the forthcoming getting to know us segment, we'll tie in all of this stuff with Hong Kong Nigel, because he made an appearance at the Anderson household before I left for the U.S.
But also, Jeff, we covered the crash in Idaho.
That's right, we did. We covered the crash, the two
Growlers.
I want to say 18G Growlers that crashed in the demonstration at the Mountain Home Idaho Air Show. And those were Martin Baker seats, and so Martin Baker was able to get 4 more saves from that. Well, not to be outdone, this from X.com, Pakistan Air Force trainer, Pakistan Air Force trainer jet crashes near Mianwali. Pilot safe. On Wednesday, 20 May 2026, a Pakistan Air Force FT-7PG aircraft crashed after technical malfunction near the Mianwali airport. Went down after an apparent engine malfunction during a training sortie with no casualties on the ground. Both pilots ejected safely using Martin Baker's ejection seats, with locals assisting them after landing. The crash has reignited scrutiny over Pakistan's continued use of older aircraft like the FT-7PG amid rising maintenance and something else. The words aren't there anymore. Anyway, the point is that they were sitting in Martin Baker's seats, and they worked just as intended and saved 2 more lives. So at this point, 7,822 total lives saved. But hang on. We're going to add to that number 2 naval aviators safe after a T-45 Charlie Goshawk crashes in Mississippi. Some training flights paused. Okay, this is from News US, I guess a U.S. Navy news outlet. 2 naval aviators are safe after their U.S. Navy T-45C Goshawk crashed around 12:30 p.m. Goshawk? I don't know. What is a goshawk? Is that some kind of a bird?
Yeah.
Goshawk, yeah, it is. It is a bird of prey, a goshawk.
Oh, very good. I'd never heard of it. Yeah. Thank you for correcting my pronunciation. I never get anything wrong.
Is a very surprised bird of prey.
It sounded a little bit like Oshkosh.
Oshkosh.
Okay, leave me alone. You guys are not. But I mean, it's OSH. Come on, you're right. It looks like
you can pronounce it Goshawk. Goshawk.
Anyway, 2 more pilots were saved in a Martin Baker seat.
Yes.
Indeed.
2 more. Thank you, Liz, for yelling in the background.
You're rambling away there, Jeff.
She's trying to get me on track. The aviators ejected safely in the Martin Baker seats. There are another 2 saves. So That brings us up to what? 7,824.
Yeah, and I didn't make a slide for that.
That's it?
Yeah.
Come on. We need more.
Jeff, I was just going to mention that Pakistani Air Force aircraft is actually a MiG-21.
Oh.
So the Chinese built it under license and called it the T7 or something, a trainer version. So the Pakistanis bought it from them. It's highly modified, actually, and they made some significant improvements to the original MiG-21. I'm just trying to find... I must have closed the damn tab. Oh, silly of me. They put better avionics in it. It's more maneuverable and flies very well. So it's not quite as ancient as some people might think. The Chinese version of the MiG-21 had the NATO reporting name of Fish Can.
Fish Can.
Thought that was Fish Can.
What a lovely.
Well, the Russian version was the fish bed. The Chinese version is the Fish Can. I don't know.
Okay.
There you go.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you an update on the latest number from Martin Baker, and I'm happy to say it has not changed from that 7,824. There we go. That's directly from the website as we record right up to the moment. So people have calmed down a little bit and not ejected.
There's been a lot of Martin Baker activity in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. The Navy have done Martin Baker proud using their seat 6 times recently, and everyone survived well. That surprised Hawk, the Gosh Hawk, is more or less the same airplane that I flew for many years in the Air Force as an in-flight instructor. The navalized version, so beefed up a bit, bigger engine, got a hook on the back, obviously, better avionics than RAF trainers, although the latest version is of our RAF trainers is more advanced and more akin to this. But I thought it was quite a coup for British Aerospace when the US Navy elected to build their Hawk under license in the United States. It's good.
Mazouz in our live audience says this is like a telethon.
Those numbers just keep flipping over.
Because
we're raising money for
operators are standing by for the next
call in
for the next contestant.
Next ejection.
Yeah.
I have a question. Navalizing, is that a word that you just made up, Captain Nick?
No, that's what happens when you fill it full of seawater.
Oh, okay. And then the other thing is, pronounce that name again, Gosh.
Goshawk. Goshawk.
Oh, okay. Because I think
You
Dr.
think
Steph and I
gosh?
kind of picked up on an alternative pronunciation.
You can call it the Golly Goshawk.
But were you doing that just to pimp me? Is that why you pronounced it Goshawk before?
Possibly. No, Goshawk is correct.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
The Goshawk is...
Okay, we're rambling
the
again.
Goshawk is the unusual one. We haven't had one of those
Hey,
before.
Liz, people come here for us rambling. That's why they come.
But we've got so much to cover and getting to know us.
Steph, I covered you up there. What were you saying? You said something very clever.
I don't know. It was nothing important.
Okay.
Maybe something about a show title. The Gosh Hawk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have that down.
The surprise.
The Golly Goshawk.
Golly Goshawk.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a couple of events. This has been a few weeks now. Landings on roadways, and not on purpose. They were intending to land on a runway.
Not planned.
Yeah, not planned. Thank you.
Not originally planned.
So this first one is from 12 News in I think Phoenix. Or is it Tucson? I can't remember now. Central Phoenix, that's it, Phoenix. Let's see what I think they do a pretty good job of covering it. So let me just shut up and push this little button here.
Good evening. We start tonight with a 12 News exclusive. We've heard from the Valley pilot who made that incredible emergency landing on 7th Street, but now we're seeing it for ourselves. Thanks for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kadiba Devine. This is video that you'll only see on 12 News, and it shows the moment when the engine begins to fail, and even the belly landing right in the middle of central Phoenix.
12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is in studio with us tonight with this incredible video. Gab?
Well, Mark Caribe, all 3 men on board walked away from this without injuries after the emergency landing. They're also all experienced pilots who knew exactly how to handle a situation like this. I sat down with one of the passengers who walked me through step by step the moments before impact. A shocking sight, a seaplane parked in the middle of 7th Street in central Phoenix.
Imagine this, and this is magic.
It's crazy.
Crazy. This is unbelievable.
Newly obtained.
I think what he's saying is that parallel parking job was amazing and unbelievable.
Video shows how the pilot, Mike Tragars, made the emergency landing here 1 month ago.
This is a miracle.
It is.
This is a miracle.
A 360-degree camera attached to the right wing of the Republic RC-3 aircraft captured the final minute in flight.
Everything went normal until this moment.
That moment was audible. The engine was making an unusual noise. The RPM skyrocketed and the pilot tried to recover the engine, but it was too late. Smoke started filling the cockpit.
From that moment, Mike switched off the engine and we just have what we have.
As the plane was losing altitude fast, the pilot scanned for an open place to land. 7th Street appeared to be clear of traffic, but then they were met by 2 more challenges: power lines and a traffic sign hanging over the roadway.
We don't have enough speed to overflight, so the only one solution he chose was right.
The landing was hard, but the seaplane's hull was strong.
He basically save us, and also there were good circumstances at the field that at that moment when we land, no one was there.
An NTSB investigation into what happened is ongoing, but preliminary examinations revealed the engine's exhaust tailpipe separated from the manifold, causing thermal damage and fractures. The passenger, Dragisa Rajcevic, tells me his friend, the pilot, handled the moment exactly as he was trained.
This is the difference of the experience, to stay calm and to use full of your knowledge and calmness to solve the situation.
Watching this video back and reliving what could have had a different outcome was a mix of emotions for the 3 men on board.
Your brain is working on 1,000%.
But just as the passengers are thankful for the pilot's skilled landing, they're also grateful to the people standing along 7th Street who watched it happen in real time.
I want to underline that all people were so generous.
And the pilot and passengers tell me they'll be showing this video to younger pilots and teaching them how to stay calm, troubleshoot problems, and have successful outcomes. Mark and Caribe.
Did they say at all, Gabby, whether or not they thought they'd make it?
It wasn't, they didn't have time to think about it at all. As you can see here, this was a minute-long video, actually even less, 57 seconds. So they were just doing what they could to land that plane, and so it was, the thought really didn't even cross their mind.
Yeah, they had
would have crossed mine.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Under the thought crossed their minds to put the gear down?
Well, that's a good question. Apparently not. Luckily, it's a flying boat kind of hull that I guess is pretty beefy. I mean, apparently, they put it down on that hull, but as you correctly point out, Captain Nick, in the video, in the picture that Liz is showing on our video here, and hopefully you're seeing in the chapter images if you're using a podcast client that supports that. If you're watching on Spotify, you're not seeing this. You'll have to go to the show notes. But we're looking at this, and the airplane actually does have landing gear off to the side. So I'm imagining it's probably a tail dragger when it's in the land, like landing on land mode, I guess, because I don't see how there could be a nose wheel on that thing. But it's retracted, as Captain Nick very carefully points out. I don't know.
I was very careful. Yes, you're quite right.
Well, not careful. That's not the right word, but that's the only one that I could think of at the moment. Those wasn't helping me.
It'll do.
I didn't know where we were going.
The only thought I had was perhaps they felt that the friction of the hull would be greater than they can achieve with their brakes. So they decided that better do a wheels up landing than a wheels down landing. But I mean, normally if you can get the gear down, you can normally slam the brakes on and make a pretty good fist of it. But
I'm
interesting.
still thinking, like, even though they didn't have the gear down, the parallel parking job was amazing.
Yeah,
And
they stopped it right on the edge of that with the curb beside that post, and they didn't even hit the post.
They didn't even hit the post. And
impressed.
I'm so glad that they had that 360 camera on the wingtip there, because it showed, as they mentioned in the audio and the narrative, that the power lines were there, and they avoided the power lines.
Over
and
the
then
power line, under the road sign.
Under the road sign. And you can see the road sign in the background, and it doesn't even look like it was touched.
No.
No.
That's amazing.
It was a fine bit of flying.
Very
So I looked up, or at least I did a Google search, and this is what Google tells me about the landing gear on the Republic RC-3 Seabee.
Yeah.
Fun name. It says the system operates via a manual hydraulic pump and selector handle typically located on the cockpit floor. To raise or lower the gear, you must engage the gear selector handle, and then you have to move this central hand pump fore and aft and continue pumping until the gear is fully locked, and then check that the signal lights indicate the correct position.
Oh.
Sounds like a bit of a process.
I can see
So
now
I'm guessing
why.
that's why they did not put the gear down.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Good point.
That sounds very fair.
Thanks for looking that up, Steph.
Yeah, no worries. I was curious. I was like, I bet, because I remember we were watching that video and I was looking at the interior of the cockpit. And I went, you know what? I bet that gear is not the easiest thing to operate, and I bet they just didn't have time to fiddle with it. So
Wow.
I was curious. So I looked.
Thank you for looking that up. That's great. I mean, I hadn't even thought of that.
Comments from the chat room.
Oh, comments from the Peanut Gallery. I mean, our chat room. Metrodoc says, a seaplane in the desert? Well, they have some water in the desert. Not a lot, but
there's reservoirs and things.
yeah. Tim says the amphibious plane should have landed on C Street, SEA Street. Oh,
From Tanya. Yeah.
well, no, that's not. That's actually Tim.
that's not
You
Tanya.
missed this.
Tim?
This.
Oh, I missed
this
it.
Tim
Never mind.
Ram.
I take it back. Oh, okay.
Not Tanya.
Just
Timya.
kidding. Take it back.
Timya.
Use his own
he
name,
hasn't
then.
he hasn't admitted to it yet, though, Steph. But we're pretty sure that that's Tim, because he's the one that has a penchant for changing his screen name while we're doing the show. Okay, Maine Marin, who keeps his name the same except for he adds some numbers to it. I don't think he added the numbers. I think that for some reason StreamYard does that or YouTube. I almost got my multi-engine seaplane rating in a twin B, but it went into maintenance and never came out.
Interesting.
So so like this is a Seabee. So I guess the
This is
twin
a
B would be
Seabee.
a twin engine Seabee. That's cool. I've always thought that those are really cool airplanes. Oh, Peter Tarantelli, Dr. Steph, I think there's an opening in the research department. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well done, Steffi.
I'd like a raise
At the APG.
for being
Good work,
new part of the research department.
You'll ignore that. Okay, let's get to know us. We got lots to talk
Okay,
about.
let's get to know us because there is so much to talk about. Getting to know us. It's that time of the show where we get to know what's been going on with the hosts on the show between episodes. And we've already heard from, a little bit earlier in the show, from Nick Camacho because he had to leave us. But now we're here to talk about what's been going on. Let's go with Steph. I think she's been pretty darn busy the last
I mean, a little
week or
busy.
so.
I saw you guys a week ago.
Yeah.
No.
You
Yeah.
did.
I
You
did.
popped
we
in
didn't
for
do
a
it.
couple of hours.
Yeah.
We
And I
just
shared
got bored.
0 photos with Liz because I just, have not had time
It's okay.
to.
Send them over.
even
and
get
get
through
them.
them.
Yeah, if you do, we'll put them in the show notes. So, hey,
Exactly.
again, another plug for people listening to the audio-only podcast that we do have show notes that we include all these pictures that we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I saw you guys last week because we were all in the UK. I was there very briefly because I was actually on my way to Cape Town, South Africa, and I went there to run a marathon, which is a huge surprise to everybody, I'm sure. But
Yeah, what? Go to places around the world just to run?
Why would you do that?
Nah.
But it is not logistically the easiest to get from where I live in the U.S. to Cape Town. It requires multiple flights, no matter how you kind of slice it. And I just figured it would be a little bit nicer to do some overnight, slightly shorter flights rather than a couple short flights and one really long flight. And by really long, I mean like however long it takes to fly from Newark to Cape Town. Probably would have been the easiest direct routing for me, but that was like a 14-hour flight. But said, hey, it's a good opportunity to spend a day in London on the way there or in the UK. And told Nick about the plans. And he said, well, great, Jeff's going to be here. We'll come pick you up from Heathrow and we can have a barbecue in the garden in the afternoon. And that's exactly what happened. And I think there were some photos from that. I don't think they're in the getting to know us area.
Well,
but
we had some in last week's show.
Oh, you might have showed it last week.
We did.
But yeah, because you guys did do a show the next day.
Steffi, 14 hours and 45 minutes if you went the Newark way.
Yeah, 14 hours and 45 minutes from Newark to Cape Town. So I elected slightly shorter flights with some breaks in between
Break it up a little bit.
do some different things. And that was actually really nice. So Nick and his lovely wife, Jilly, were very generous and gracious in picking me up from the airport and taking me back to their place so that I could spend a few hours. We had some decent weather. It rained a little bit, but the temperature was nice and had a chance to just sit around and chat and have a lovely meal. The barbecue was fantastic.
Yep.
So thank you for that.
Oh, pleasure.
And then they took me back to Heathrow. Jilly did. And actually very smooth experience at Heathrow, just right through security. Empty British Airways lounge. And that was the longest, well, two pretty long flights from Europe down to Cape Town. It's about 11 hours, but overnight flight, I slept probably 90% of it, which was fantastic. And then arrived in Cape Town on, what was that, Thursday, midday, I guess, by the time I finally got there. And pretty overcast, kind of foggy conditions for the first couple of days I was there. I had a lot of advice about, you have to go on this walk and go to do this sightseeing, and the views are incredible. And I saw nothing of the views for the first probably, 36 hours that I was there because it was just foggy and overcast and it rained. But that's okay because once I got down there, first day I met up with my aunt and uncle who were there because my aunt was also running the marathon. Wow. And we had lunch together and wandered around a little bit, picked up my bib and my stuff from the Marathon Expo. And then the next day I had another friend arrive in town and we kind of just hung out. And I was also there with how I got down there and how I secured my entry to the marathon was through a sports tours group, which does that sort of thing. So you book your accommodations through them. They make sure you've got your bib and entry to the marathon itself. But they also organized a very nice peninsula tour. So down around Cape of Good Hope and Cape Point and some other places.
Did you see any jackasses?
I'm getting to it, Liz. This is probably,
so
I wish
excited.
I pictured this. I know. We're getting to the best part of this. So
yeah, she did when she was in the UK, Liz.
It was raining in Cape Town when we left. I went, oh man, this is going to be not the greatest sightseeing tour, but nonetheless was very excited because we were stopping at Boulder Beach, which is where the African penguins are, specifically some jackass penguins. But as we got outside of Cape Town, we got past all the rain and the fog and everything, and then it was beautiful, sunny weather, great views. We made it to Boulder Beach where we saw all the penguins. I do have pictures and some video of that, which I'll share if I haven't already. And then down around Cape Point, Cape of Good Hope, got there right at sunset and just had some really spectacular views of the, very thin, misty clouds kind of draping over the top of the mountains and the light reflecting through. So that was really nice. So it was Friday, and then Saturday, again, kind of foggy in the morning. Just kind of hung out the day before the race. Didn't plan on doing too much, so we'd have fresh legs the next day. And then I was going to turn in early and get an early dinner, and around 3:30 in the afternoon, I noticed that the sun had come out and Table Mountain was like just glorious in the distance. And you know what? I think this is my chance. If I'm going to go to the top and see the views, I should just go. So I jumped in an Uber, bought a ticket, got up there about an hour before sunset, and just it was spectacular. Wow. So really
job.
glad I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Put those pictures somewhere, Steffi.
Yeah, I'll get the pictures to you, Liz. So backing up a day, in addition to the penguins, we also saw some ostrich and a baboon. And I think they're called...
Watch out for those.
Yeah, we only saw those from inside the bus. We didn't get out to go see the baboons. But there were...
I'll tell you a quick story about that. I took the crew. It was quite a regular thing for me. We'd hire a minibus and take the crew down there. And we were parked up by that big long sign, which has the latitude and longitude, and the big sign says the Cape of Good Hope.
Cape of Good Hope, yeah.
And when we got out of the van, the last person out wasn't me, left the big door open.
Oh no.
And while we had our backs turned, this big old baboon climbed into our minivan and started rummaging around everyone's backpacks, ripping all their packed lunches out, and stuffing his face.
Well,
and
the tour guides were very clear. They were like, do not take any food off the bus, leave everything on the bus. Like, even if you don't think you see any around, like, no food. They will.
How did you get it off, Nick? How did they get it off?
Well, I went around to behind it, the back of the van, and was banging on the windows from the outside, and he was baring his fangs. God, I mean, they are horrible yellow fangs. And eventually he got so fed up with me making my baboon faces at his baboon face that he decided, he was going to leave, which he did. And a South African came up to me afterwards and told me what a stupid idiot I was, and then said, you're very lucky, because normally they take a handful of excrement, which they produce on the spot, and smear it around the inside of your vehicle.
Oh, my God.
So he said, you got away with that one. Well done.
I'm glad that you didn't, instead of doing your baboon impression, that you didn't do the seal.
That wouldn't have worked, I don't think.
That may have pissed him off.
Yes, it might have been. Yes, exactly right.
Yeah. So,
race day.
Race day, yeah. So the race went really well. Going into it, knew it was a fairly challenging course. It's got a lot of elevation gain and loss. It actually reminds me a lot of kind of my local environment, where you're just never really on flat ground. It's always a little bit of incline, a little bit of decline, never too much all at once, but cumulatively over 42 kilometers, 26 miles, you really start to feel it in your legs. And it actually was very pleasant at the start, but the sun came out like through the fog again about midway through the race, and then it got very steamy, very humid, so it was a little bit uncomfortable from a temperature, humidity standpoint, but did pretty well. I took about a minute off my personal best time, so
Yay,
can't be
well
upset about that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good job, Steph.
I think I've got a little bit faster in me still, so. But I might need a flatter, cooler course to achieve.
Do you think it's the southern hemisphere that helps?
Maybe. Less gravity down there or something. I was lighter on my feet. I don't know.
The water goes around the plug hole a different direction.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a great race. It was a great day for it. And then, had a really relaxing rest of the day. Saw my aunt cross the finish line a couple hours after me. She had a fantastic race at 79 years young. She ran a 6-hour and 2-minute marathon.
Wow.
So as part of the age group champs. Yeah. So she did great. And then had some dinner with a friend, had some dinner with my aunt and uncle, and then actually went to bed relatively early because I had a 7 a.m. flight the next morning to Amsterdam, and met up with a good friend of mine in Amsterdam who is a little bit, I'm trying to think of the right adjective to describe us. Shall we say, I don't know, spontaneous in terms of travel plans. Because I told her I was going to go to Amsterdam for a day. Spur of the moment. Amsterdam on my way home. And she said, oh, could I join you? I said, like for the day? And she goes, yeah. So she lives, in South Carolina.
Wow.
So she flew over Monday morning. Well, she left Sunday night, got there Monday pretty early, had some of the day to herself to explore a little bit. And then I arrived in the evening, got in at probably 7 p.m. It was a daytime flight, 11 hours. I actually slept a fair amount on that flight too. and had a very long immigration experience at Schiphol, where they were having a heat wave in Europe, as Nick is well aware, I'm sure. And I don't think they have any air conditioning in that building, and it was quite warm, and it took an hour to get through immigration. And then I could not for the life of me figure out how to tap in with my card to the train, and that took me forever, and I think I was just tired and jet lagged. And so it took me quite a long time to get to the hotel, but finally made it, and then had a lovely day.
And you determined that was your library card?
Yeah, it was definitely just me not understanding where the actual physical location of the card reader was, because it was not located anywhere near where I thought it should be for the train. Like, you didn't ever have to actually pass by it. It was just randomly in the airport terminal. I don't know. I should have. Yeah.
So, Steph, are you a British Airways down to Cape Town and KLM back? Yes? Is that right?
I flew American Airlines from over to the UK from the US, and then British Airways from the UK down to Cape Town, South Africa, and then KLM up to Amsterdam, and then American Airlines back to the US.
Got it. Thank you.
So.
Yep. And then you had a great day in Amsterdam.
Yes, Amsterdam was lovely, very warm. I think it was already like 75 degrees Fahrenheit in the morning when I woke up, around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and it got up to near 90 degrees, but we managed to do a lot. We my friend Karen and I had some breakfast in the morning. We kind of just wandered around a little bit. We thought we'd go to the Van Gogh Museum. We thought maybe we should have bought tickets in advance, but then it seemed like maybe we could get tickets day of, but turns out we could not. So after we determined that wasn't going to happen, we found a place on the north side of the city to rent some bicycles. And we rode around through a park and out into the countryside a little bit. Decided we did not want to ride the bikes back in the main part of town with all of the rest of the people just commuting on their bikes and going about their daily lives, because we did not feel confident in our cycling skills and or knowledge of the streets, that we wouldn't be run over by another cyclist or tram or car potentially. So we stuck to the quieter parts of town, and that was very nice. Had a really simple but lovely outdoor cafe lunch, some toasties and like a Radler type beer. It was a Heineken, or Amstel Rosé, I guess. It was like a raspberry flavored beer. It was good. Ooh. It was fruity beer. It was good.
Fruity beer?
Yes.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it was Nick's favorite. And then we took a canal cruise, and then we did have tickets to go to the Anne Frank house in the evening, so we did that. And then then a really nice dinner before turning in, some fondue.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. And then
was this the Karen that I know from Greenville? Okay.
Yes.
And then how was your flight home, Steph?
Well, we got to the airport on time, got on the airplane on time, boarded, and then there was some sort of issue with getting the aircraft fueled, which I didn't really hear the full explanation of because I think I was dozing off a little bit. But whatever the issue was caused us to be delayed in getting the fuel on board the aircraft, and then we missed our slot to leave. So we then had to wait. We had already been waiting on the ground for, we'd already been on the airplane for probably an hour at that point, and we had to wait nearly another 40 minutes for the next slot to get out. So we were quite delayed leaving Amsterdam. I already figured out at that point that I was going to probably not make my connection in Philadelphia. So I actually got on the phone and called American Airlines and said, hey, can you just move me to the next flight so I don't have to run and rush? So they were kind enough to do that. But once we got underway, it was fine. It was just a bit of sitting around on the ground.
Lots of flying.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
What were you on your return flight?
The return flight was a Dreamliner 787.
Oh, okay. And what did KLM use out of Cape Town?
KLM used a 777-200.
Okay. So
and my flight from the US to the UK was on a 777-300. And Heathrow to Cape Town was an A350.
Nice.
Nice selection. Well done.
Yep.
Very nice.
Oh, and I'll tell you the last flight too, out of Philadelphia to Charlotte. I think this was due to a combination of airspace congestion. Not sure, I'd have to ask Washington Center, but also some pretty significant lines of thunderstorms, between Philadelphia and Charlotte, the normal routing you'd take. We took off and proceeded at 6,000 feet for quite a long way down the Delmarva Peninsula before we finally were able to climb higher. And even then, I don't think we ever got over like 13,000 feet the entire journey.
Good
so
Lord.
I guess someone determined that that was going to still be the best way to keep us on time and most efficient, even with burning a ton of extra fuel doing that. So, and we weren't the only ones. I was kind of looking on like Flight Radar 24, and there was quite a few flights going in a similar direction that were just cruising along at 6,000 feet.
Yeah, sometimes when you hear all the reports of turbulence, sometimes you got to go extremely low, and then hopefully it had been planned for that kind of fuel burn. Yeah.
The captain was funny. He made a PA. He's like, for those of you who fly frequently, you may notice that we will be flying quite a bit lower. The ground will look a lot closer.
Yeah, you'll see things that you have never seen before, even if you've done this route many, many times.
Any nude
It's really pretty.
sunbathers?
It's really amazing to me, like especially along that routing from the eastern seaboard down to Charlotte and Atlanta, when you're going along the Appalachian range. How when you're normally in the 30s, 40s, whatever, you hardly even notice anything.
The terrain.
It just looks all flat. And then you get down, even if you're in the low 20s, everything goes, oh, okay, those are some mountains here. And I would imagine that at 6,000 feet, you're going, wow, we're going to hit these mountains.
So we were along the coast, though. We went right down along the Delmarva Peninsula,
that's right,
and then like closer to Norfolk, and then cut back over.
Oh, never mind then.
So no mountains.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just water.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Great, Steffi.
And I'm quite tired still. I'm just going
Thanks
on
for
the wrong
being
time
here.
zone, I can tell. Yeah.
Who's next? Captain Nick?
Yeah, sure. I can go next. So when all these guests poured in, we turned ourselves into a taxi service in order to
Yes, how many
pick
trips
everyone
to
up.
Heathrow?
Thank you again.
I think we did 6 Heathrow trips, and of course you got to come back. And sadly, some of them were in rush hour, so and during a bank holiday weekend, which means there's an awful lot of holiday traffic. But no, it was great to see everyone. Absolutely fabulous. So thanks very much for making the effort to come over. We did, of course, do the last show there. So and Tanya was in the house at the time, so she got an honorary position beside us, and thoroughly enjoyed that. The weather was just starting to hot up. It got considerably hotter after you guys left, so it was. The last couple of days have been up in the low 30s. In fact, we got as high as 35 degrees, which was a weather record for the UK. And
that's 95 for those of us in the US.
Quite warm.
Yeah.
How hot?
95.
Didn't Nick put air conditioning in last year?
Yeah, I did. I put some back on here last year, and we made full use of that. But it's a weather record for the month of May here in the UK.
How was the 600th? How was their year?
Yeah, the big event, of course, that everyone came over for, apart from nipping over to do another marathon, was PT UK's Plain Talking UK's 600th show. And that was at a place called Duxford, which is the Imperial War Museum, sort of the air wing at the airfield there. And I have to say it was wonderfully organised. Once we found our way into the conference centre and through the right door and picked up our little pack of, T-shirts and paraphernalia for the 600th, we enjoyed very much seeing a lot of our old friends who are, of course, listeners to both APG and PT UK. Captain Al was there, and Logan, and Pilot Pip, and of course all the PT UK crew. Carlos and Matt. Yeah, we had Tanya on board with us. Jeff and I took Tanya there, and. That was
Mazouz,
we saw Mazouz there.
He's in our chat room right now.
A bit of a chat, indeed. It was lovely to meet him. I can't remember if I'd met him before. I think
you met him at the
Brooklands.
At the Brooklands.
That's right. Yeah, but it was really nice to see him again. And then we went back to the hotel after the day of lectures and all that kind of stuff at at the IMW, the Imperial War Museum. And they sent me interesting talks. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Armando was there giving a talk and chatting to us all about his time and his philosophy of how to cope with your stress and make your life better, which was rather nice. And, of course, then back to the hotel, check-in, and off to the pub, which was right next door, for our get-together in the evening, which was fabulous. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And I did throw some pictures in. You guys are going to have to help me with some of the names.
Where?
But,
Where are the pictures?
well, they're all in Evernote.
Evernote,
You didn't
but they're
put
not
them
in
into
Evernote.
Keynote.
I didn't know they were there. Sorry. I didn't know they were there.
Okay, right. Well,
Well, we're going to have them in the show notes.
Yeah.
They'll be in the show
Or
notes.
you know what I could do? I could share if you want. Hang on.
Oh, that'd be good.
Sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were there.
That's all right.
No problem.
I didn't realize I had to mention it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't check it all the time.
Anyway, look, there's a picture of the audience, and there's Captain Jeff. I think someone badmouthed the Mad Dog, so he's looking very
Jonathan
grumpy.
Warner.
Yeah.
And Captain
There's
Al.
Jonathan Warner, is out of focus at the front, and Captain Al, and I'm not sure who that was. to Captain Al's
I think his
left.
name was John Falk or something like that.
Yeah. So there's Jeff telling one of his war stories, and there's a little look of disbelief from Al and Pip, but I think
they're quite upset
And then
with whatever I'm
Jeff's
saying.
a bit upset there because no one believes him, and he's had to put
That's
a
my look of
face.
concentration.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Captain Al has suddenly spotted me, and Pip's got a funny taste in his mouth. I don't know what he's been licking.
Tanya
I think
says
he's
that
about to
was
throw
John
up or
Falk.
something.
That was John Falk.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah, good. I got it right.
Here's
Yay.
Armando making love to a loudspeaker. And
look at these
now there's
two.
Tanya
Now that's
and
very
Jeff
racy.
So Tanya and
having
I in
an
bed together.
Where's
intimate
Philip?
moment.
Where is Philip?
Hey,
Yes.
hopefully he's not watching.
Exactly. Here's my brother. Actually, this is not my brother, Mark Anderson,
Oh, yeah.
who told me that he is now on the board of directors for an airport.
Yeah.
I think over at Swansea, which they are running to and very successfully. I think it's the first organisation that's actually made a profit at the airport for many a decade. So
Nice.
brilliant. Well done, Mark. Lovely to chat to you again. That was
Cardiologist.
fantastic.
Yeah, that was great. Yep.
Is
cardiologist.
the rear view of Tanya, looking slim and beautiful, chatting with Carlos, who is pointing out she might have red hair. I don't know quite what that's all about.
It's the first time he's noticed.
There's our friend Nev, who was all in charge of all the timing, and of course the whole thing went like
Perfect.
clockwork. Now, there's a couple of PTUK listeners who were sharing their wedding honeymoon pictures. But this one I quite like. Now, those two old fellas, I can't remember. Now, come on, help me out with names here.
Well, the guy holding the yoke is John
Yeah.
Jester,
Oh, that's
747.
right. Yeah, that's
pilot
right.
For,
The chap with the Airbus stick, he was one of the Imperial
one
War
of the
Museum
presenters,
presenters talking
the
about
British
the
airliners.
airlines. Yeah, and in between them,
Not seeing anything from Tanya or anybody here. So
okay. There's Jeff looking a bit sideways. Armando's head is causing my camera a few issues with exposure. So they're all looking
great
great.
picture with
But-
you and Armando, Jeff. That's a nice.
Yeah, Armando looks absolutely fantastic. What a smiler he is. This was Matt handing Armando the bill for the event. And Armando, I think, was a bit surprised at that. You're
Not very
having a
happy.
peek, I see, Jeff, trying to work out how many $1,000 that was going to set him back. And this is when the karaoke started, and Carlos is doing his rendition of "I Did It My Way," I think. And
that sounds like he's doing that.
exactly, yep. And finally, there's the crew from Plain Talking UK. Marvellous bunch. Thank you very much indeed for a fabulous day. And if we want to see those pictures in all their glory, then just click on the link to the show notes.
Yeah, it's going to be all there for you.
Well
Absolutely.
done, Nick. Thank you.
Yeah, nice job.
But I do have the cover art.
Okay, let's do the cover up for last week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course, Liz left us in the lurch. She disappeared off. So I managed to get a picture of Liz's penthouse apartment in Toronto, where she has got her small studio laid out.
Right.
It's a beautiful studio. I don't recall it looking quite this.
Studio.
But look at those cords. Poor Nev. He's probably.
Yes, poor Nev is going. It's a bit untidy.
Look at the view that she has out her window.
Yeah, moose head on the ceiling, and the Canadian flag.
The CN Tower in the background.
I know.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, I've never noticed that before, Liz.
No,
I've been to
I know
your place a few
Jeff.
times, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because when Liz left us in the lurch, it all went downhill very rapidly. Yeah, so let's see what we can find in the... okay, we've got Liz's I Love Canada mug there, and that's poutine. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, that's poutine, And we've got that disgusting cooked pig there.
Yeah, look at that pig. That's awful.
Now, Nick, is this the logo on your shirt?
Yeah, I know. I cheated.
I love it.
Wore the logo
I thought so.
on my shirt. Yeah. And, of course, when Liz went, the jackass took over
that's
the
why
show,
everything
which
went
is,
to hell.
Yeah, well, it is now the jackass.
I brought one back in my suitcase. Imported.
Sitting in her chair. And there's all our show notes and things all laid out.
And the crew there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Lovely.
And
okay, next.
Next one. Okay, here we've got the show number.
I see it.
Did you spot it? Yeah. I spelled it out in the windows, the illuminated windows of Toronto.
APG's up in lights there. Yeah.
Indeed. Cool. 709. And the only other one I've got is, that's a view of the little chalkboard asking Neville not to criticise Liz's cable.
Called CompuGetty down there, CompuGetty.
Yes, it is, exactly. And again, the penguins there looking around going, I don't know what's going on.
Just peering there. That's great, Nick. I love that.
Love it.
Anyway. Sorry,
Brilliant.
you guys.
Thank you.
Sorry to leave you in the lurch there. But.
Oh, yeah, well, not as sorry as I was.
All right.
Nice job.
Captain Jeffrey.
Yeah, so my part of the segment is going to be, surprisingly, not surprisingly, very similar to what Nick just expressed on our visit, or my visit to him and his lovely wife, Jilly, and seeing Dr. Steph and Tanya, and then all the great folks at the PTUK event. That was just so much fun. But let's see, anything before? I don't think anything happened much before that. I was just trying to get the last show edited as quickly as possible so that I could take care of that before I set off on my journey.
There was a little tension whether you'd get on the flight over.
Yeah, so I'm a retired airline pilot, and my status for standby travel has dropped considerably. And about 4 or 5 days before that flight that I had planned on leaving on late Monday evening, I was looking at everything, and it looked like there were 5 of these nice business class seats on Delta called Delta One, and I'm thinking, I'm just going to burn one of my. And I may have even mentioned it on the previous show that I'm going to burn one of these passes. Awards passes to get one of those seats because I go ahead of all the non-revenue standby people. And then about the day before, I checked it again, and all those seats were gone. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to use my awards travel pass because that's like good as gold for somebody like me on retirement status. So I thought, well, okay, I should be able to make the flight. I'll probably be sitting in the back in the middle seat. And then as it got even closer to the flight, I'm thinking, I may not even make the darn flight. So I thought I'm going to get there a little bit earlier and try for the earlier one, just in case I don't make that one. Then I can maybe catch the late one. So I was hanging out at the ATL. international terminal. And so when I was checking in, a very nice gentleman who is envious of my retirement and hopes to be retired soon was looking at whatever they'd look at on their screen, and they said, I think you're going to be okay. You're going to definitely make the flight and possibly maybe even a better seat. So I went, okay. So I got to the gatehouse area and I was looking up at the sign, and it said that my seat had been assigned. It said 22A, and I'm thinking, well, that sounds like row 22 sounds pretty far up. I mean, it's not Delta One business class, but maybe it's something a little bit better than the main cabin. And so when I got in, I literally sat down it wasn't 22A, 22E. And the lady next to me, I said, sorry to bother you, but is this, what is this section? I didn't even know what section. She's probably gone, you don't even know what kind of ticket you bought?
You and I sat in going over
Yes,
last time?
yeah, it's called the Premium Select, I think is what Delta calls that. So it's like kind of, you have the main cabin, and then you have Comfort Plus, which is a little bit better seat, a little bit more space in between the rows, and but pretty much the same kind of seat, and the food service is pretty much what you get in the main cabin. But the Premium Select is like something between that and the business class. So the seats are definitely wider, a little bit bigger, and you have more space in between them. And the food service, while not the same premium service that you get in Delta One, but it's still much better than what you'd get in any of the
Peter's got
classes
a question
behind
for you,
it.
Jeff.
Peter Tarantelli says, Captain Jeff, do you poke your head into the flight deck to let them know you're a pilot? Oh, yeah, for sure. It always impresses them. No, I do not do that. I hope that nobody ever, occasionally when I'm non-revving, I see flight attendants that I've flown with in the past, and sometimes you kind of get that look like, you look familiar to me for some reason. Anyway, so had a great flight.
So did you sleep a bit?
I did sleep, and but thankfully it wasn't a lie flat seat, because I tend to, especially if I've had something to drink, I tend to snore a little bit. I think I shared that story the last time I flew over to England or back from England, and how the flight attendant up there was like banging, like doors closed. Like I'm thinking, I think they're trying to wake me up because I'm probably making a lot of noise snoring. So it worked out. Steph, that neck pillow thing that you recommended, and I bought two of, one for me and one for my daughter Natalie. I used it for the first time, and it worked out great. So thank you for that recommendation.
Strap so you can't fall out of it. You just
So it now. I should have strapped it to the headrest. I think you would kind of tether it to the headrest. I did not do that. So I woke up a couple of times hunched over, but it was relatively, I think I got a relatively good amount of sleep on that flight to England. So
nice.
And it was a late night flight. So
and
that
your
worked out
favorite
well.
Uber driver picked you up there?
My favorite Uber driver, Captain Anderson, picked me up from the airport, and and then the rest is history. I spent several days over at Captain Nick's and Julie's wonderful home, and man, I tell you what, the food was amazing. Was it the first night, Nick, that we went to the Indian restaurant?
Yes, we did. Yeah, Julie was out, so we went up to Majaban and had a good old curry, and my friend Bidar was there who served us, and that was lovely.
Yeah. That was I think the third time that I've been there, and this was the best. It was amazing. Everything was just so good. In fact, I don't want to talk about it too much because my stomach's going to start growling. In fact, it's growling right now. I don't know if you can hear it. And we had a beer or two there, and then a beer or two back at Captain Nick's place. And then the next day it was barbecue time when Steph was there, and she mentioned the Thor barbecue.
Is that
and
new, Nick?
the wonderful.
New one?
It is new.
Got it in the sale at the end of last season, so we didn't use it at all over the winter. It sat out in the garden under a cover all winter. Nice. So it's still in good nick. It's doing fine.
And I got a chance to go with Jilly. So when Nick was picking up Steph from Heathrow,
you did what?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Jilly was What did I say? Did I say something inappropriate?
You had a chance to go with Jilly.
Oh, I interrupted my sentence flow there. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase.
Look at Nick sit up straight.
So when Nick was going to the airport to pick up Steph, I had a chance to spend some time with Jilly doing some shopping. Actually, to take care of a tire issue with her car. And then while we were waiting for them to change out the tire, we walked around Petersfield, I think. It's the name of the town. And we ducked into
Tesco?
No, we didn't go to Tesco. We walked by it. But what we did do is we went to the butcher. It's a new butcher that they're using. And that's where we ended up getting all those lovely meats. So I was there for the selection of the meats. And then Nick took them and stuck them on the. I know, don't. To put them on the grill and cook them to perfection. And then, so let's see, I had a beer or two, and then we had, of course, red wine for our meal because we had a wonderful fillet. Amongst other
nice
things.
South African red wine just for
yes, we had 2 bottles of it. I think Nick drank one and I drank the other.
I had a fair amount
Steph
too. Don't worry,
some, too.
my glass was being magically refilled.
Yeah, I don't know how that
topped
works.
off.
It was a magic glass.
Never,
yes.
But and then we had some scotch and water as well. I had a couple of those, and I don't even drink scotch.
Oh, this was the scotch you bought me. Yes.
Yeah.
So we tried that.
So we
That
decided we should try that. And then for some stupid reason, I decided that would be a good idea for me to have another one. The next morning, Jilly asked how I was doing, and I said, I'm not going to drink at all today.
Ever again.
But of course,
How long did that last?
That didn't last very long. Yeah. Anyway, so I think you're getting the picture. Had a lot of great food and also a lot of alcohol. So I think in the first 2 days or 3 days, I'd already eaten more than I eat in an entire week, and drank more than I drink in an entire week. So it was that kind of trip. Yeah, it was great. Lovely hosts, the best in the world.
Tanya stayed at the pub, right? The local pub.
Yeah, Tanya stayed at a pub down the road. I guess apparently all because of me, because I took up the guest room.
Next time we're having one of those garden rooms built in the back garden, and it will also be a bedroom. So next time you can sleep out in the garden if you like.
Cool.
Look forward to it.
So Jeff, tell them the story about getting on the flight to come home. That was a good story.
Oh, yeah. So Oh, yeah, that's right. So I was looking while we were up at Duxford. I'm thinking I should probably take a look at the flight, or maybe we were coming home on Saturday. Anyway, I was looking at the flight, the seat availability for the flight home on Sunday, and I looked in and I thought, what is this flight? It's like a different flight number than I'm used to seeing, and it's like earlier than the first scheduled flight they normally have, and it's a 9933. So I know from my experience flying at Delta that anytime you see a 4-digit flight number that begins with a 9, usually it's some kind of a ferry flight or a extra section or some kind of a not normal flight operation. And apparently they added a flight a couple of days before, I'm not sure why, to fly over to Heathrow. And then, of course, the crew is there, and they need to get back to Atlanta, and the airplane needs to go back to Atlanta as well. So they put this at the very beginning. Instead of the first flight at 9:20, this is an 8:20 departure. And I looked and I saw that every darn seat was open, every single one of them. And I went, I think there's a very good chance that I could get a good seat on this. So 33 business class seats open.
But how am I going to get up there for that early flight?
Yeah, so I asked Nick if he wouldn't mind getting up earlier than he had planned.
Get rid of you?
Sunday morning.
Sure.
Yeah, he jumped at the chance to get rid of me as soon as possible.
It was only 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but
a reasonable time to get up.
Yeah, but I think what time you normally get up pretty early though, don't you? Maybe not quite that
morning.
early, but
I got up at 4:20 this morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
wow!
Thank you. I'm much obliged to your willingness to get up that early.
It was a Sunday morning too, so it made the journey very easy.
Yeah, we made it like lickety-split to the airport.
A Delta 1 seat?
Delta 1 seat, yeah. And there was, what's funny is that there were 33 seats, and I looked back at because it didn't look like all those seats were taken. Only 9 of the 33 were used, and I don't think any of the Premium Select or the Comfort Plus or very few, and not even that many in the back. I think there were like a total of 151 seats that were empty on that flight back to Atlanta, out of 240 or 230 something, whatever. So you can see it was less than, and so I was very fortunate that I spotted that flight, and I'm thinking that probably a lot of people are kicking themselves maybe after the fact, realizing, oh shoot, there was that flight available that I didn't know about.
Do you think the extra section going over was because it was Memorial Day weekend in the States, and it was also a bank holiday in the UK, and maybe there was
that could be, that could be.
Anyway, there's a lot of love for Jilly in the chat room here.
Oh, Jilly is amazing. She is a star, according to Tanya W42. So lovely and such a fantastic lunch once I arrived. Yeah, it was great. I mean, lovely cheeses and meats and all kinds of good stuff. Charcuterie, yes. And then Tanya WD40, Tanya's sister, was Jilly on the grilling the beef?
No, I think that was Nikki.
No, it was
Jilly likes, when the weather's hot, Jilly likes all the cooking to be done outside if possible.
Right.
So I was out there
and it gets you outside,
in the heat
too.
of the grill.
Get out.
Yes. In the heat of the grill. So
it was
Jilly
cooked
was
to perfection,
tinkering.
for sure.
Well, I don't know. I thought I toasted that fillet just a little bit on the bottom. I let one of these.
You don't want a toasty bottom. No, you do not.
Oh, I like toasty bottoms.
Okay, good.
I had a toasty in Amsterdam. It was a sandwich, though.
Nice.
Anyway,
it sounds like a great time was had by all.
It was a great time, and coming back, so I was thinking it was taking me some time to kind of recover from that whole thing, thinking because of the jet lag, but as many my friends pointed out, no, Jeff, I think it's more to do with all the drinking.
Liver function was a little depressed there.
Yeah. So I think I'm pretty much almost
Recovered?
100% now.
Got it there?
Recovered. Yeah, and so I'm just going to shift into my singing mode soon. On Saturday, I sing in a wedding, and then on Monday, I was just informed by my director that there are 2 funerals that she'd like me to sleep in.
Double header.
Sing in. I hope I'm not sleeping.
That'd be awkward.
Yeah. Very awkward. Hey, wake up!
There extra
Time to
space in
sing.
there. I'm just gonna take a nap.
I could say so much, but it would be disrespectful.
Jeff, we're coming up to the 2-hour mark in about 7-8 minutes. Do you want to just do the coffee fund and then just wrap it for this show? And then we'll just
we could do that and save the feedback for the next show. Okay.
Let's do that. So we'll do
All
some
right.
coffee fund and then wrap it up.
Do
and
some
Nikki can
coffee fun. Okay, that sounds like a grand idea. Here we go. So it's time to talk about the coffee fund.
Johnny, how much more coffee?
No thanks.
I love coffee. I love tea. I love the APG community. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Oh, yeah, the Coffee Fund. It's your way, dear listener, to support our show financially if you feel like you'd like to do something like that. So we have a couple of different ways that you can participate in the Coffee Bar Club. One is the Coffee Fund OG, the original mechanism to contribute to the show. And since the last episode, we have Jenny Parkinson, whom I was able to talk with and see at the Plain Talking UK thing. Yay. And Vigner Onguanathan, also, I think, I always get this wrong. Is it Finland or Norway? It's one of those, but maybe Finland. I don't know. One of those.
It's in the Nordic country.
The Nordic
Kinda
countries,
looks
yes.
Icelandic
And
is the last name.
Yeah, it does.
What?
Steffi.
Maybe.
Looks
Kind of looks Icelandic.
Yeah.
the last name.
Icelandic. Oh, yeah. And you know what? I think you're right. I think it's Iceland.
Good. Well done, Steffi.
Nice stuff. And you know what's really cool about it? You know that little O in his last name, his surname, almost looks like an airplane, like whoosh.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that neat? Yeah. It's not, but it looks kind of like that. It's an aviation podcast.
And who else is on there?
Ant Pruitt, our good friend and supporter, Ant Pruitt. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And I think he felt sorry for us.
Well, you did make a little
last
plea
couple
on
of
the
shows.
last show.
Well, the last couple of shows we didn't have any contributors, so he's thinking, well, darn, I should probably contribute something. So Jeff has something to talk about in the Coffee Fun segment.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Ant and Jenny and Vigner.
Oops, sorry.
And we also have Patreon. If you want to become a patron of the show, where most of our contributors live, there's information about how you can join us there as well. So head over to airlinepilotguy.com/coffee and consider joining that wonderful group of people. You'll be glad you did, and we will too.
All right, so I think we're just going to go right into the wrap-up, guys. So
all right, time to wrap it up, and we'll save all that wonderful feedback that we have for the next show.
You can always use more, though.
Yes, Liz is thinking, she's storing it. She's hoarding the feedback is what she's doing right now. That's what I do. So if you want to learn more about the show and the crew and the community, you can head over to airlinepilotguy.com. In addition to all that stuff, we have the calendar where you can get the notifications of when we're recording next and links to the YouTube and all that jazz. You can also check out the Plain Tales page. The Old Pilot puts a little bit more detailed information for each of those episodes there. You can also information about how you can subscribe to Plain Tales as a separate podcast. A library, believe it or not. We have Tiffany managing that for us. So if you're looking for some good books to read, mostly about aviation, I think 99%, you can check that out as well. And merchandise and so much more. Just go over to airlinepilotguy.com. And we're also on social media, and Stephanie is going to do it live.
All right. Yeah. We really do just need a recording of this too for when I'm not here.
No.
Maybe we'll have to make that happen at some point. So, or just record one of these when I do it live.
Absolutely.
And
Last one was great.
So, here we go with the social meds, as Captain Jeff likes to call them. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/airlinepilotguy, or you can head over to X. We are at APG Crew. Same handle, APG Crew, over on Instagram.com. You'll find Captain Nick's weekly show artwork there. And if you would like to participate in the live audience when we record these shows, or watch the live recording at a later date, all of that is over on YouTube, youtube.com/airlinepilotguy. And for the deepest dive possible, if you really have the syndrome, we would like to recommend Slack, and Hillel will tell you about it.
Hello, can you tell us about Slack?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
He's always dripping wet because he's so excited about telling us about Slack.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas, we suggest episode and Plain Tales topics, we plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com. Or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel.
What the heck is on this hand towel, Jeff?
I'm not sure. Don't know what he's talking about. Okay. Thank you, Hillel and Gene. And let's also like to thank Liz, who's joined us in the big screen. Thank you, Liz. I need to hit this button here.
No lurches were left today. No lurches were left.
No, she did not leave us in the lurch for sure. So thank you very much for that. And that's one of my favorite characters on
Lurch?
what was
Addams Family?
Huh?
No, Monsters? Was it the Monsters? Or
No,
the
it was the other one, the Addams Family.
Addams Family.
Lurch.
Okay.
I get them all mixed up.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Liz left us in the lurch at the end of last show, but she stayed here the whole darn time. Did the guy come by to change out the filters during the show?
I guess he's coming tomorrow. So.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that was false alarm.
I had some people in ladders making a lot of noise right before we started the recording, and then another guy was doing stuff to the railing of the patio fence.
Major maintenance.
I don't know what's going on here, but anyway, crazy. So thank you to Liz, and also thank you to all the wonderful folks that join us each and every week in our live audience, our live chat room. So you should check it out sometime, and I think you'll have a good time.
Just before you wrap up, Jeff, Neil has some advice for the funeral.
Okay, Neil says, don't sleep too soundly at a funeral. You might get more than you bargained for. Yeah. Like, hey, Bob, we got another one over here. Yeah.
A dirt nap.
Oh, I hope that none of the people that attend these funerals watch this show. But there's probably a very good chance that they don't. So yeah.
I think you're safe.
Thanks, Peter Tarantelli. Appreciate all of you being there. And with that, finally, we're going to say, wishing you all clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Talons, Douglas.
Cheers, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
See you next time.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the airline pilot guy.
Meep, meep. Good day.
I used to be such a good pilot till I started APG. I opened doors for little old ladies. I helped them to their seats. Airline pilot guy, I fly America. Oh, airline pilot guy, he can land in heavy fog. I got no friends 'cause I'm always flying. I just don't have the time. But I can land this old plane. I can land it just fine.